recording? Nice. All right, guys. Hope you had a great Thursday. Today's Friday. Yay. Okay, next lesson. I need you guys to take out a piece of paper, and you're going to write this on top. FOIL. All right, so what we're doing today is we're multiplying polynomials again, except you guys are learning a shortcut. All right, this is a method that you guys will use often, and you can use this anytime you are multiplying two binomials. Remember, binomials, it means that we're talking about a polynomial that has two terms. All right, a polynomial that has two terms, that's a binomial. And anytime that you're going to multiply those, you can use this method as a shortcut. So this is something you guys have to understand and understand well. You also need to understand it well so that you can sort of work backwards when we get to factoring. So, FOIL. FOIL is an acronym, and it actually stands for first, outer, inner, and last. First, outer, inner, and last. And what we're talking about are the terms within the binomials themselves. So make sure you have this down. First, outer, inner, and last. Okay. I would tell George to be quiet, but I know I've never even heard him speak the entire year, so I'm sure he's quiet. So once you guys have this down, first, outer, inner, and last, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple examples so you guys can get an idea of what I mean. So let's look at this first one here. We'll take x minus 5, and then we'll put another parentheses right next to it, and we have x plus 7. So what we're doing is we're multiplying x minus 5 times x plus 7. So how do we do this exactly? So we're going to use the FOIL method to solve this. So first, remember, f is first. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the first terms in both of these parentheses. So the x's are the first terms. All right? So we're going to multiply positive x times positive x. And if I multiply x times x, that's x to the 1 power times x to the 1 power. That will give me x to the second, or x squared. So that's the first term that we're going to do. All right? The O stands for, there are two T's in outer, or one T? I don't know how to spell.
One T.
One T. One T. Outer. Otherwise it's an otter.
One. You got two T's.
Oh yeah, no, that's better. All right, so one T in outer. So let's look at our problem again. It's x minus 5 times, x plus 7. You don't have to write this multiple times, but for right now in your notes, write it multiple times so that you can see each piece. So x minus 5 times x plus 7, and our outer terms are going to be the ones to the farthest outside. So that's going to be x and the last term, which is positive 7. So we're going to multiply the outer terms, which is positive x times positive 7, and so that's going to give us a positive 7x. Okay, so that's our second step. So first are the two first terms, you multiply them together. Outer are the two outside terms of the parentheses, and in this case that would be x and 7. Inner, our inner terms are the two on the inside. And so in this case, we have negative 5 and positive x. Negative 5 and positive x, and so that's minus 5x. And then last, FOIL, last, x minus 5, x plus 7. And our last terms are going to be the last ones within each parentheses. That's going to be negative 5 times positive 7. So negative 5 times positive 7 is going to give us minus 35. And so we end up in a situation, with x squared plus 7x minus 5x minus 35. The two in the middle almost always, or basically every time, you're going to be able to combine. And so if you see like terms, go ahead and combine them. So we have positive 7x minus 5x. So that's going to give us x squared plus 2x, because positive 7x minus 5x will give you a positive 2x, and then minus 35. And then this, ladies and gentlemen, becomes your answer. So that's FOIL. All right, we're going to do a couple more, but this thing you have got to know. You have got to know. Okay. Let's look at another one. We're going to x plus 3 times x minus 4. This time I'm not going to break it down piece by piece. I'm going to do it step by step, but I'm not going to rewrite the problem. All right, so I know you guys hate to do a lot of work. So this is how it would look on your homework or on a quiz. Here's your problem. And remember, we're doing first, outer, inner, and last. So our first terms are x and x. So that's going to be x squared. Our outer terms are going to be x and negative 4. So that's going to give us negative 4x. Our inner terms are going to be positive 3 and positive x. So that's going to be positive 3x. And then our last terms are going to be x and negative 4. So that's going to be, oh, I'm sorry. I screwed that up, guys. Our last terms inside the parentheses are going to be, positive 3 and negative 4, so that's going to be negative 12. Okay, so first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and last. Okay, you get used to this the more you do it. I can combine these middle ones. I have negative 4x and a positive 3x. That's going to give me a negative 1. So it's going to be x squared minus x minus 12. And so this right here would be your final answer. Let's do another one. Let's go 4y minus 5, 3y plus 2. So this time there's coefficients in front of both of these variables, but you still do it exactly the same. First, outer, inner, and last. So here's our first terms are going to give us 12y squared. Positive 4y times positive 3y would give you positive 12y squared. Our outer terms are going to be positive 4y and positive 2. So that'll multiply together and give you 8y. Our inner terms are going to be negative 5 and positive 3y. That's going to give us negative 15y. And then our last terms are going to be negative 5 and positive 2. That's going to give us negative 10. Combine the two terms in the middle. And so you get 12y squared minus 7y minus 10. And so this would become your final answer. Alright, so this is FOIL, guys. You need to be able to do this. I know I went through that pretty quickly. So we'll do one last one. One last one. And if you're having any questions, I would recommend asking guys like George, or Enrique, or Natasha, or Landon, or Trey, or Hannah, or Sarah, etc., etc. You guys know who you should look for help. But let's do another one, because they're so much fun. Foiling is awesome. All right. And it will help you in life so many ways. Okay. Let's go b plus a, b plus 2, sure, why not? Okay. And we're going to go first terms, b squared. Outer terms, plus 2b. Inner terms, plus 8b. And then last terms are going to be positive 8 and positive 2, so positive 16. One mistake that sometimes you guys make when you distribute is that you guys seem to like to add these numbers together. When you're distributing, guys, you are multiplying. Make sure you do not make that mistake. And so we end up with b squared plus 2b plus 8b plus 16. We can combine the two terms in the middle. And so it gives us b squared plus 10b plus 16. All right, b squared plus 10b plus 16. And you know what? Just for grins, we'll do one more. Just for grins, we'll do one more. We'll just make one nib. Actually, let's do this. X plus 3, x minus 3. All right, first term, x squared. Outer terms, positive x times negative 3, so that's negative 3x. Inner terms, positive 3 times x, that's positive 3x. And then our last terms will be positive 3 and negative 3, so that's going to give us a negative 9. Notice that when we combine in the middle, you have negative 3x plus 3x. That will become 0. So we're actually left with x squared minus 9. And there's special names for these. These are special products, but we'll talk about that when I get back. All right, so this is foiling. There's really no tricks to it or anything like that. You just got to make sure that you take it step by step. Make sure that you're multiplying the right terms together. Make sure that you guys are remembering all your exponent rules. And then once you've distributed and done the foiling properly, make sure that you're combining like terms. The work that I want you guys to complete today, which is Friday, is the following. From your textbooks, yes, you guys can work together, page 401, and I want you to do 12 through 33 all. 12 through 33 all. We'll do one more real quick. I want to show you a geometry one. All right, just so you can see how we can use this. So if I give you a rectangle, and there are problems like this, especially on the SAT, lots of these kind of things on the SAT. And one side of this is 2x minus 5. All right, so that's, let's say, the width of this rectangle. And then x plus 4 would be our length. And they tell you, or they ask you for the area of this rectangle. Guys, remember your area of a rectangle, which you should know, is length times width. So we're going to have x plus 4 times 2x minus 5. And so to solve this problem, all you do is FOIL it. So we're going to take our first term. That's going to be 2x squared. We're going to take our outer terms, which is going to give us negative 5x. Our inner terms would give us positive 8x. And then our last terms would give us negative 20. When we combine the two in the middle, you get 2x squared plus 3x minus 20. And so the area of this rectangle is the following: 2x squared plus 3x minus 20. So I don't know what x is, I don't know what the length and the width and all that good stuff is, but algebraically I can write it as 2x squared plus 3x minus 20 would give me the area of that rectangle. So that's just a little geometry question. There are those on your work. So make sure that you guys are doing that. So once again, you're doing page 401, 12 through 33, all. And it must be completed before you go to lunch today. Guys, there is no video for Monday. You're going to be working on worksheets that are going to do both the distributive and the foiling. All right, guys, I'll see you Tuesday.